News, it's your host Gaming Master, and the game just got a extremely good update just this morning. So I popped back into school around 3 weeks ago, and when this update came out, I knew there was going to be some promise to it, and boy did it deliver. The game's performance has been boosted greatly. We've got daily quests and weekly quests, which are absolutely beautiful. And on top of that, we've also got a brand new campaign mode. So, you're all familiar with the normal mode, the challenge mode, and the boss mode. Challenge mode being a little more difficult than normal, and boss mode being more difficult than challenge. Well, now, they've added the newest game mode, Age of Chaos. And this starts the hardest campaign in the game. All the dungeons in here are extremely difficult, and not for the faint of heart. But we're not going to be talking about that. Since we're back in the recorded Dungeon Boss, I actually wanted to kick out the day with some good old PvP raids. Just like old times. So we're going to kick off today's battle by fighting off Quai with my new improved team. And before I actually jump in, I'm going to show you this new team's stats, because last time I showed you them they were pretty weak, but this time they've actually gotten stronger and to become the best of the best. So the furnace is actually resting at a power of 44,052 with an 11,000 power boost from Epic and Rune. His statistics are 7,800 attack, 14,000 defense, 2,600 skill, and 15,000 max HP. He's also got penetration damage of 11% and a crit chance of 41. Next is Thorn, the hero that I actually didn't use before, but now I actually use it more frequently. His power is 3960 with the addition of an Epic and Runes. Looking at his statistics, he has 6,500 attack, 92,000 defense, 2,900 skill, and 12,684 max HP. He also has a 6% damage reduction, and as well as a 47% crit. Next is, if I can find him, who likes to remain at the bottom of the list, High King Velkin, the reigning dwarf. Battle power in 3849 with a rune power and epic power of 1000 as a boost. His stats: 5,700 attack, 11,600 defense, 1,900 skill, and 16,000 max HP. He also has a crit chance multiplier of 29%, with no additional buffs to penetration or reduction of damage. And last on the list is my good old buddy Daegrind Blacksmoke. Battle power of 3892 with 10,036 with epic and runes. His stats reside at 5,200 attack, 6,300 defense, 4,100 skill, and 20,000 max HP, the highest. He also has a maximum crit chance of 50% and a damage reduction of 8. So you're probably wondering, why is this team so legendary? Well, the team's actually legendary because of its sheer ferocity and overwhelming defense. Plus the fact that all of them are 6-star, except for Valken. who is a legendary. Also, key note, the only reason the hero's roster powers and damages are completely lowered is because of an update that happened actually before the summer. There was an update on March 21st that greatly disproved the game. It decreased mostly everything you find interesting. They took away the VIP summons, the honor summons. They made gems harder to get. But they've been releasing good events here and there, so I guess some things haven't changed. So, I'm about to show off Theron's power, and my god, he hits like a monster. Look at that damage! That damage is absolutely wild. It apparently one-shot Selwyn and Leo with little effort at all. And the healing on my heroes can actually be pretty damn effective. Plus, what's great about Furnace is he actually got one of the more recent buffs for constructs. So in case you're not familiar, constructs got a buff that actually improves their healing factor by how many constructs there are on the team. So let's say if you have one construct on the team, they will heal 5% of the max HP. And it increases by 5% with each other construct. So you can practically reach a 20% health increase, or health regen, towards constructs. Plus, the only hero that can physically heal Furnace is Dagran still. Dagran is the only one that can actually heal Furnace and Bauble, as well as Alejandro's, but no one really talks about that construct. Stonefist and Agnon are still the more recent constructs, and they still are the most versatile. In addition, Agnon still remains to be the terror of the dark, mainly because he hits extremely hard. Like, he's just the hardest hitting dark unit in the entire game. Combined with Flyers, and you've certainly got a terror in the sky. But he does have its flaws. Like all constructs, they take monumental damage and they are armored. So they will receive more damage to heroes that hunt armored targets, which could help me out significantly. But the damage that can be built on Agnon and all the other constructs can be absolutely monstrous and fatal. If not fought correctly, they can cause you some hell, which I try to avoid as much as I can. Now, this team I actually haven't seen in a while. A team of Grognog and Drak. Drak, as you're familiar, is a barbarian that was added with a barbarian team, which in turn applied the revamp of some heroes, like Ignis, Balog, and Abigail. Drak is one of the more lethal barbarians, and he's actually the most problematic. But if you work your way around him, and as well as all the other barbarians, it can become quite an easy problem. Especially if you have tricks that can actually... Especially if you have attacks that can actually lower his HP significantly and do monumental damage. Also, he still has the ability to take your buffs, so do keep that in mind. But if you hit any barbarians that can basically be dealt over time, you can kill them rather fast if they trigger their last stand ability, which is a passive. The only reason why I say this team for last is because this team is actually the most unique to me. And for good reason, because I actually like fighting teams like this. I like fighting teams that randomize the elements. My team is basically the same thing. So what does he got? He's got... Oof! Evading and taunt? Not a good pair. If any hero has haste or evading, they will take bonus damage from dwarves. Because dwarves actually take out targets that have high dodge chance more frequently. Which certainly does not help Stonefist's case, as was displayed in this raid. Echo does some damage, like I showed in my previous video when he did the constructs, which in that video he actually shocked one to death by my surprise. But his shock won't exactly kill me. Not with this kind of team. And he should be dead pretty soon. Yep. And that's the end of that raid and the end of this video. I'll upload this and upload part 2, so in the meantime, this is Gaming Master signing out. Peace.